Hey guys, Andrew McFarland here from StartAJuiceBar.com. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we are talking about how to build a pandemic-proof business and really overall business resilience. This is really important. This is going to be one of the most critical episodes that I will have in videos that I'll have, and so you want to pay attention. But before I do that, if you guys are new to the channel, you don't know who I am, you don't know what we do. For over the last 10 years, myself and our company has had the pleasure of supporting people like you all over the world launch and scale successful juice bar concepts, acai bowl businesses, smoothie bar businesses, and healthy food service cafes all over the world. So all of the information that we're giving you here on this channel is coming from experience. And this is an invitation. If you guys have been liking the content, press the like button. That obviously helps the algorithm out. It's going to help expose this content to more people so we can empower one another in making the world a healthier place. So go ahead and press that like button. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit subscribe. We're releasing content like this all the time so you can stay informed and empowered on how to launch a successful healthy food service business. So diving right in, depending on when you're watching this video, but at the time that I'm recording this video, we are in the midst of a pandemic. This has really changed the business world as a whole. Some industries have been decimated. Really big companies have filed for bankruptcy. Some juice bars are doing better than they ever have. If you guys haven't listened to my podcast episode, which we also posted on YouTube with Marla Gluck, the owner of LA Press, search the channel. She's doing record sales during this pandemic, and some juice businesses are not doing as well. And so I'm going to talk about really the things that you need to think about in developing your companies to be as resilient as possible and to really thrive in almost any circumstance. So there's three primary things that I want to discuss. The first one is to really think about your overall business flexibility. Okay? Now, you can assess the flexibility of your company and its ability to adapt. This is another word that I can use, is business adaptation. The ability that your company has to be flexible and to adapt quickly to circumstances is so important. If you find yourself as a business owner, even in the simplest environments, trying to implement, let's say, a new recipe for your customers or a new marketing campaign, and it takes you 2 months to roll out some things that really should be simple and you should be able to roll out in a matter of weeks, this is indicating to you that you don't really have a very adaptable business. Your company is not as flexible and as agile as it can be. So think about this. And one way that this came up, especially during the pandemic, is we suggested to a lot of the people in our audience and a lot of our clients and former clients to really look at shifting their business model in the time that the pandemic was probably at its highest point of intensity, and people were rushing grocery stores to buy toilet paper and to buy, things that they could stock up on just in case things got really bad and they didn't have access to food. People were really hoarding a lot of things. And the lines at the grocery stores were crazy. Grocery stores were running out of products, which is sort of the mentality that people have when chaos ensues. And what I suggested to a lot of our clients, former customers, people in our audience, was to really think about your juice bar as potentially a grocery store, maybe putting together boxes of produce, right? If people aren't looking for juice, remember that you have access to all the same vendors that the grocery stores have access to. And I always say that people will never stop eating. It doesn't matter what happens. Food is a priority. So this is going to just inherently support the resilience of the industry that you're in, because you are an essential business. People do need to consume food. Now, if that's in the form of a juice or a smoothie, that's a different question. But people will always need to eat, and you have access to produce, access to dry ingredients, almonds, right? Really essential elements and food items that people are going to consume no matter what happens. So that's the first thing. The first principle and the first lesson and thing for you to be aware of is, what is your company's overall adaptability and flexibility and adaptation when you try to implement new things into your business? That's the first thing. So the second thing that I want to talk about is, and this is a big one, diversifying your sales channels. If you don't know what I mean by this, your sales channels are all the avenues that you make money for your business. Okay? I like to think about it like, the pool of money that you make at the end of the month is like the ocean. All of your sales channels are all the rivers that lead to that ocean. So you might make money in a diversity of ways. First, which is the obvious one, is customers walking into your store. Second, you might have online ordering. This is where customers order online before they actually reach your store. Third is going to be people calling in, right? Fourth is going to be people actually ordering delivery. That could be directly through your website. It could be through other third-party apps like Grubhub, Uber Eats, DoorDash, right? Other sales channels might be events, right? Another sales channel might be catering. Another one might be corporate partnerships. These are really a diversity of ways that you make money. I like to think about it like a financial portfolio. Everybody knows that you should have, if you're building a portfolio, money in different sectors, in different amounts, to have resilience in your portfolio so that you're not vulnerable if something happens to a specific sector, that you still have ways to buffer and absorb that impact. It's no different than in your business. For your business, even if it doesn't equate for a large portion of your income, let's say you have a relationship with doing catering events or doing corporate events or online delivery, which has been the thing that's helped a lot of juice bars in this pandemic, is really the online ordering process, because people aren't going outside as much. Being able to deliver to people's homes has been really helpful. But let's say that these avenues and sales channels didn't make up for a lot of your business income, and you had 70% of your business income coming from in-store visits. But that gets cut off because of something that happens. And it might not be a pandemic, right? Because what I'm talking about here, yes, I use this title as things being pandemic proof, but it's really about overall business resilience, because something can happen. I remember once in our Sunset store that we had construction that was happening. Some major construction in front of our store. A water line had burst under the main road, and the city had to come and do construction for months. This changed the flow in the direction that people were going and driving because of all the traffic. Now, there's all kinds of things that can happen to disrupt business as usual for your company, and being resilient as a business is going to help you adapt to those things and shift your operations to make sure that you're either not impacted at all, or you are impacted far to a lesser degree than you would normally be. So let's say you have 70% of your sales coming from in-store visits. People can't come into your store for one reason or another, but you've built a distribution mechanism where you are doing online orders, you have corporate partnerships. Now you can change your attention and focus it on those areas to grow your business or to increase your business growth, as opposed to just being dependent on the storefront. Now, the reason this is important is because if you've done this before the time comes that you're in a moment of being challenged, you already have systems in place to fulfill orders, right? You have a system in place to get new accounts. You have systems in place to deliver your product that you're not having to come up with in the last moment. You guys may have been aware that a lot of gyms and a lot of yoga studios during this pandemic have been traumatized, right? Their businesses have been cut off completely, and they needed to really make a quick transition to online business. And for the companies that were already online, it wasn't a hard transition because it was something they were already doing. For the companies that weren't online, they had a big challenge, right? They had to go get the cameras, and they had to record the videos, and they had to, get with the audience and change their web platform. And these are significant changes that if you have to make these in a moment of desperation, it could or could not go well. And especially considering that your cash flow might be challenged as well in those moments. And so the same thing goes for you and your company. You don't want to be thinking at the last minute that you have to come up with a game plan. You already have these sales channels available to you. You're actively pursuing them. You're actively investing in them. They might not make your company a ton of money, depending on how much bandwidth you have, but they're available to you. Now, even in good times, they could be other avenues for you to expand your income. So it's something that's smart to do as a defense tactic, as well as an offensive tactic as well for your business. So that's number 2, is increasing and diversifying your sales channels for your company. Now, number 3, now this is a big one. I made a video about this maybe about a year back, and I'm not sure if people really grasp the gravity of what I shared, but this is a really, really big one. I want you guys to get it. And this is really having your company go beyond and use to not look at your company and treat your company as simply a local juice business or healthy food service business, and to really think about your business as a national business. And now I don't mean just, yes, it's good to think about your business this way. I mean actually taking measures to create content, maybe create content on YouTube. through Instagram, reach a wider audience than the people that are just in your local market. The reason this is important is for a few reasons. One is it allows you to potentially distribute certain products beyond your local environment. So if you need to tap into that audience, and this is once again a defensive and offensive measure. If you have a national audience that's aware of your business, maybe you have t-shirts that you're selling that people can buy that help brand your company in other places. This is also income for you. You might have snacks and other dry things that you've made, right? It doesn't have to simply be juices and smoothies, because obviously we know that's a little bit challenging, and you can ship those nationally, but that might not be the primary product offering. If you build your company and have it positioned so that it has national recognition, and you might be in the US, you might be in another country, it gives you more flexibility in the moments that you need to tap into that audience, right? So this can be through your newsletter, it could be through your social media platforms. But when you're building that national recognition, if in the event that you need to leverage that audience for other streams of income, you already have that. And like I said, you need to do this ahead of time. Don't wait for the moment that a pandemic hits or something catastrophic happens in your industry or your neighborhood or your business to be able to feel the need to start doing it, because at that point, and oftentimes it's almost too late. So this is a really big strategy. Really, it's a marketing and a branding strategy. It's a storytelling strategy. There's a lot of things that you have to do in order to gain this kind of awareness, but it's a smart thing to do. And also just for the sake of growing your business, if eventually you want to franchise your company, right? You want to grow into multiple locations. Where are you going to grow? You're going to grow where your audience is, ideally, and where there's a market for your business. And so this is great research and development for your future growth, to see where people are really coming from and audiences are that are interested in your product. But like I said, it's also a very smart and strategic defensive strategy to make your business more resilient overall. So I hope this helps you guys in thinking about this in a new way. As you guys should know, and if you don't know, we run a full-scale development firm and agency. If you guys do need support with anything from where you are to where you want to be, whether that's growing an existing business or you're going to start up a new juice bar or juice business concept, reach out to us. You can reach me personally at Andrew@StartAJuiceBar.com. If you guys aren't subscribed yet or you haven't liked the video yet, you need to like the video, press the button below. If you have any questions or comments, put it in the comment box below. If you want to just tell us that you've been enjoying the content, we always like hearing from you guys and connecting with all of you in the community. If you guys want, I'd be curious as to where you are, but if you do have an existing juice business, what have you done to make your company more resilient, right? Put that in the comment box below as well. Subscribe to the channel. As I've said, if you're not following us on Instagram, we're at StartAJuiceBar. Easy to find us there. We're releasing content every single day. And then lastly, our podcast is on Spotify. It's on iTunes. It's also on our website at StartAJuiceBar.com. We're releasing content there regularly. So if you prefer to listen to content or you want to go back and forth between YouTube and maybe when you're driving, you want to listen to some content, find us there. But until next time, I hope you guys are doing well, happy, healthy. Our mission is to create a world where there are more healthy food service concepts than there are unhealthy food service businesses. And together we can do that by empowering one another. So until next time, take care. See you soon. I hope you guys have been enjoying the content. If you're in a place where you are really inspired to launch your juice business, but you're not exactly sure what steps to take, for you, we've created a free ebook, The 15 Steps to Starting Your Juice Bar from Scratch. Now, this is going to give you an overview of all the steps that you need to take in order to launch your business. If you want to go even deeper, we created an online course, the Juice Bar Master Blueprint. This is going to go into great detail into every single aspect of the business, starting from the very beginning all the way to actually launching a successful juice business. There's links for both of these in the description below. I know you guys will find a lot of value out of them. As always, wishing you a lot of success, and I'll see you guys in the next video.